Do you go to ACSI, that kind of school?
It feels like, right? I got that vibe, right? No, I went to a...
English good.
Really, yeah. Thank you. I went to an Abing secondary school.
What's that?
Bishan Park Secondary School.
I wanted to say my school quite near. My Stella, is it near?
Near-ish.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
near-ish.
Also
we will have a competition.
Okay. Right, hi everyone. My name is Yao Xiang. I'm 43. I forgot how old I am. 43. Currently a gym studio business owner, ex-athlete or current athlete, you might say, for the last 30 years. And my guest here is Will. I'd like to hear more about yourself.
Hi, I'm Will. I am 42. Yes, almost the same age. Yeah. I run my own marketing agency.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for the last more than 10 years now, maybe 12 years.
What were you doing before that, actually?
Most of the time I was dabbling with either marketing, advertising. Slightly prior to that, I was in sales. I was selling like electronic components.
Which has a component of marketing as well.
Yes. I mean, through that, I realized what's the more efficient way of selling.
I see.
If you don't really have a throughput from a marketing standpoint, the market doesn't know you, the ground is not softened, so to speak. You need to walk the ground harder, you need to pound the ground harder. So that is going to cause a lot of pushback.
So my question straight away would be like, what made you decide to come out and do your own stuff?
Wow, super long story. Let's see. I have been working in different sectors, under different bosses, different management, different teams. And I've always realized I love the craft. But I hated the politics.
Okay.
Right. So I thought, okay, let's just leave all this politics stuff aside. I do my own, set up my own company, set up my own agency, and I deliver value and solution to other businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it must have been frightening, right? And scary of the thought of coming out and do your own thing, having your stamp on something that you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
What gave you that courage to take that step?
I guess there were several factors. Factor number one was enough, right? It's like, okay, I don't want to have to placate to different people anymore. And I know for a fact that a lot of people need support, need advice. Just open a job directory portal, any job directory portal, you'll see people always asking for, I want to look for marketing managers, I want to look for digital marketing associates. Whatever the term, the word marketing is there. So there's always that demand. So I believe that with my knowledge and my approach to marketing, you would see a little bit more results than the usual case.
Okay. I mean, for the sheer fact that you've been doing for 10 years, I would assume that the way you have done it has been well received enough for you to be continuing for the longest, 10 over years.
I think for my own company, actually the challenge is I've never really marketed for my own company. Not in a very direct sense, right? Not in a, I will go out and hunt for leads and all that. It's more indirect. So we will do good work. We will put ourselves out there for scrutiny. So you submit for awards. You let people assess how you do stuff. And it just transpires from there. Yeah.
And the reason why I ask what gave you that courage or deciding factor is because I myself also went through that whole journey, right? Whereby we have honed all these skills and time and experiences through our own ways without really knowing why we have been doing it. So you've gone through your tough times, like you say, your challenging times. I see that as training, obviously on hindsight. So, I mean, it sounds like I'm going to steer away from the topic, but I think there's relevance into what our industry and our experiences are, though in different aspects, kinds of linked together, which is about fitness, right? So, like, what are we really training for? It could be, the word training can be used. Why are we working so hard for? And things like that. Because at least from a business standpoint, and also someone of leadership, right? When you're starting a company, you sometimes come to a point whereby you ask yourself, why are certain things happening, especially during tough times? So, as a marketing question, like maybe for you, and why it happens. Obviously, the obvious things I would know. So at least in the fitness terms, right? Like I myself, like I mentioned, I've been a national athlete since I was a 10-year-old kid, going through teenage years, young adult, 30s, and then even coming back in my 40s. I pride myself in being able to sustain myself for such a long time and at such a excellent so-called standard, which I find that, I think I should give back. And one of the ways of giving back is starting a studio, right, with my brother, using our own life saving to come out. So small business. So the challenge would be, fighting against all the noise that's out there. Right. You have all these fitness influencers who just look, not say just look, they do look good on camera. They look fit, they are tall, but what makes them influencers? And as I read and I watch, I'm like, some of their content are shallow and sometimes misleading. But the sheer fact is that so many people are digesting those material versus what I try to put out. Obviously, I'm not a great content creator, so it's not that flashy and doesn't attract a lot of attention sometimes. And then I just look like the shares and the likes are so low. What's my impact and how do I continue to keep doing this time and after time? Are people actually reading them? What do you have to say to that?
Interesting you have to bring out that part, right? I think the challenge, I look at the small owner business first, right? Either you're a solopreneur, you're an SME.
Yep.
The business, fortunately or unfortunately, is about you. You are one with the business.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to market yourself. You need to put yourself out there. You need to come on shows like this, right? You need to have your own content. Right now it's a social media game, right? You need to have your own scene. And you need to find that intersection. So a lot of people will intersect fitness with beauty.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They will look good. Either they are very pretty, very muscular, whatever, fill in the blanks, right? And then they talk about fitness. That's a very straightforward way of intersecting content to find a niche. You can intersect it further. Some people want to show that they look good. They are into fitness. They are also into some sort of inspirational mindset, right? Okay. So a more triangulated way of segmenting the content. So I think that's what's important to content creators. If you do want to put yourself out there, I think the first 100 videos would be enough practice for you to make a good video. It sounds like a lot. It's actually the same as training.
Yeah.
It is in another form of training.
Yeah.
Right? You are a swimmer, right? You play water polo.
Yeah.
And I think there are several drills that you have to do day in, day out, and you do until you can sleep and do at the same time as well, right? Okay. That kind of drill.
Yeah.
It's the same with marketing. It's the same with content creation. You need to know immediately when you sit down, where's your best angle? Where's the best lighting? What you want to say off the cuff, you can say a 2-minute thing. Once you hit that mark, I'm sure anything else you say is second nature already. It's easy for you to develop content. So once you hit that level, you need to look into why you want to develop content, right?
Yep.
So I want content, this is quite generic. I want content because I want leads, lor. I want people to come to my business and spend money with me. That in itself is a very, very wrong first step. By wanting people to give you something, people won't want to give you it. They will just swipe away. They will just move on.
Okay.
They might just abandon the whole channel completely, right? What you want to do is to constantly be giving them something. Giving them inputs, giving them tips, giving them anything to take away. Entertainment is also a form of giving. You make them laugh. You make them cry, you know.
Yep.
Recently I've been seeing contents that kind of make me well up from time to time. It's very, very inspirational. And I think once people feel something about you, they form in their minds, they form what they think of your brand.
Yep.
And fundamentally, that's branding. Branding is what people feel and think about you, right? Cut all the logo stuff aside, lah.
Yep.
Right? So fundamentally, what you want people to feel when they see you or your brand.
Because like hopping on to trends, and it's so viral nowadays, and it's so easy. You just take something that has happened and you literally just copy the same thing.
Yes.
And people will want to watch it. And that kind of frustrates me, you know, as someone who, I don't know whether it's the right term, I term myself as some sort of a purist in terms of fitness and exercise, because that was what fitness and it was supposed to be, right? And yet it has become a business. What do you wear to the gym, the looks of it, and things are just getting more expensive.
Yes.
It makes people who want to take up fitness feel like they are supposed to be wearing these things to work out in order to get the best out of their workout, right? And all these byproducts that come out.
Yep.
I don't know whether I should say it, but I shall just do it. Your nose, there's this tape. I mean, it has been around for 20 years, right? You know, little things, your socks, your recovery. I'm like, there is so many things, and I've managed to thrive without any of these quote unquote extra things, right? And exercises are also becoming a trend, right? Especially as a business. So big franchises coming in, they are a trend. They have big money. They open like Singaporeans will open like 10 franchises all over Singapore, and then I as an individual will find it very hard to again fight against these noises, right? Because they're going to have more pages, more people doing the work for them. You know, the newest big thing in fitness is this High Rocks thing. It has caused a lot of commotion, you know. And don't get me wrong, I feel like anything that encourages people to move, some movement is always better than none.
Yep.
So as we get more and more educated, so-called educated, and open ourselves to more, how you call that, information coming in, right? My question would be, whose responsibility is it to know what information to consume? Is it the consumer to say, you know, there's so many things out there, I actually should start thinking, what am I consuming? Or is it at some level the producer, people like us, we could provide content to really give out content that is actually useful, or rather, instead of just using the trends to get so-called viewers and followers to follow us, you know, things like that.
So, okay, I touch on the viewers and followers thing because that one, I think every business one, I want more views, I want more followers.
Yeah.
First, you need to know about discoverability. That means I want more people to see me.
Yep.
Right? If I can put myself in front of 1 million people, the chances of people wanting to work with me is higher.
Yes.
Right? There's a chance, there's
Correct.
a possibility. Then we need to know how to play the game. In a sense that if you look at Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, the latest one you have is, of course, TikTok, right? Different channels have different algorithms.
Yeah, I would assume. So,
Facebook, Instagram, under Meta, they function the same way. The algorithm requires you to have followers. The more followers you have, the more your content will be shown to other people. Okay, so that's the gameplay. I believe Twitter works similarly. YouTube is also a social media platform. But a lot of people use it as like video storage, right? But social media platform on YouTube also kind of works the same way. The bigger your community, the bigger your engagement, the more your content is being shown to people. Now, TikTok, on the other hand, caused a big commotion in the social media scene because you can have 0 followers. Okay? Zero. But if people view your content, that means it's a it's a fun content, it's an entertaining content, it's a content that I want to share with my friends to learn more.
Okay.
I will go viral. I don't need followers to go viral. That's what makes TikTok a little bit different.
But that's the algorithm.
That's the algorithm.
That you have no...
You cannot fight it. Either you play the game or you don't play the game. That's why a lot of smaller business owners, they just shift towards TikTok. Right? If you're on Twitter, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, you have to play the game. That means you always end off by saying, hey, like, comment, share, or please follow me, right?
Yeah.
It's always that. TikTok, very rare. Almost never. If you just doom scroll on TikTok, right, I can safely say none of them would say, please follow me.
TikTok, okay, maybe I'm in the older generation, but TikTok feels very, I don't know, just very repetitive things that keep popping up. I haven't really found anything or that is of any deep value. It's more of every time when you see something, then you just look at the likes and reshares and whatnot. It's just very high. But to me, it's like it's the same video I saw just now.
Yes.
It's just someone else doing the same thing.
Correct. Actually, that is also part of that TikTok algorithm.
Okay.
It learns what you like to watch. So if you keep watching the same video without swiping away, without hard pressing or long pressing and say not interested, if you don't do all of those things, right, it will assume that you like this kind of content. It'll just keep serving you that kind of content. Right. So right now, if I were to open up my TikTok right now, I would probably see a lot of like inspirational content, business leaders talking to each other, people dissecting what brands can do, what businesses have been launched in China which are not in Singapore, those kind of stuff. But when you first open your TikTok, you're fresh.
Yep.
They will just share and serve you
Random
whatever content is the most.
Is it really random actually?
When you're fresh, it will probably be random. When you're very fresh, when you just download it, you just sign up, you just log on, it will be random. But I think right now, if you've consumed enough, they know what you like. They'll just serve you the content that you like. So that's the algorithm you need to play.
But that's also quite scary, right? In a sense whereby, because the more you see it, the more you think, or the AI, whatever algorithm thinks that you like it, then it goes into your mind that is what you're supposed to be doing, in a way.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially, right?
Potentially.
I mean, going back to that high rocks trend that I would say, which is very fitness based, things like that, and people are taking it relatively seriously to some level, and as more people start to do it, they follow the people before them. In a way, right? So maybe now that I see that everyone's doing it, I will follow. And the reason why I follow it, because a lot of people are doing it, so it shouldn't be too bad. I should try also, right? And barrier to entry is quite low in a sense. And then they start following how the people before them trains and the way they do videos. They themselves start to show videos to their friends who assume that is the way to train, and it just, these things bother me at some level.
Okay.
Right.
I think you are very clear. You have a very clear value system, which is very interesting. You can use this value system. That means you are very, let's call you an orthodox, right? You're an orthodox trainer, no nonsense.
Yeah.
There are proper ways to do proper things.
Yeah.
You can do debunk videos. There are times where you can be the one to voice the voice of reason, right? You can go like, why would people want to do this when it's bad form, for example? I'm not sure, right? So you should be doing this, and then you show your version of it. So you're tapping on a trend, but you're still staying true to yourself. You're still being authentic. You get what I'm saying?
Like those people who show a video and then their face is at the back.
You can have that.
I mean,
or you can do a half-half, right? Really depends on the format that you want to use, right? You can try different formats. So in marketing, we have this very basic thing called A/B testing or split testing, where we will shoot same video and we'll slice it in different formats, and then we'll launch it and see which one works better. The one that doesn't work better, we'll just delete it or kill it. Yeah. So there's always this kind of practice that we do, and you have a very clear, very distinct persona that you can play. And I think it's lacking in the Singapore scene right now. You will stand out definitely.
The day when I was having a conversation with Ping and Tam,
Yeah.
while the way you spin it is a positive side of who I think I am, but sometimes at the same time I also question myself now that I'm slightly older. Why I feel this way.
Yep.
And I worry that sometimes it's a bit of jealousy and envy, because I feel that there are some people, I mean, things get spin out of new trends and people get new careers and opportunities and riding onto these trends. So am I jealous that some of them managed to ride the wave? Or because while I have been diligently putting in the time, right, as a kid, like I mentioned,
right,
never skipping training, still going on studying, making sure I go school and graduating, getting a job, having a full-time job, and still pursuing all these things the right way. And yet someone who comes in and calls themselves an athlete, I get a bit triggered in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So I want to, like, how do you tell, maybe I'll not say how do you tell, it's just like a discussion, that I'm not jealous of them getting into fame.
Right.
Because they take part in such a fitness thing, and then that video brings them eyeballs into what they want to share. But to me, I'm like, okay, good that you're sharing things, but again, what I value that I'm sharing is I perceive it to be more useful and more valuable to the general, so that is quite a tricky, and it might come out appearing like that if I were to do something like, you look, this person is sour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why he's doing all these things. Then they will see the sour part and not the true part that I'm trying to say, right? Because some people, or the internet is not so friendly in the sense whereby forgiving, they can't agree to disagree. If you're not taking my stand, something is wrong, That's what I feel.
I think I always subscribe to the saying, I'm paraphrasing, it's not the exact saying, but a bad thing is a bad thing when you think it's a bad thing.
The word bad came out a lot.
I know, right?
Okay.
It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing to feel jealous. The other side of jealousy is envy, right? It's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
It means that you care. The worst that could happen is, okay, I'm not jealous nor envious, nor I just don't care, right? It can be that, but because you care, right? So you kind of need to just face that emotion. And once you face the emotion, you need to go to step 2. Step 2 is, what do I want to tell the world? There will always be people split. There won't be like super neutral people. There would, but not a lot, just a few.
People who are neutral,
super neutral
doesn't mean that they agree with both. They just don't want to agree or disagree with anybody. That's all. Yeah.
So like, I think what's important, if you talk about sports, right? We can talk about sports. Sports scene in Singapore, let's say football. I used to play a lot of football, right? It's not very split down the middle. You either feel like, it's gone, the Kallang Raw is no longer there. Or you are part of the new Kallang Raw.
Okay.
You are saying that the kids are training, the parents are involved, there's a community trying to start another movement. Right? That means people care. And that's what's important. People either voice negative stuff because they care, because they actually spend their time to voice negative stuff. Otherwise, they don't care. Otherwise, they will be remaining neutral and quiet. Right? So if people do come to you and say like, you are just jealous and all that, you can always reply, okay, this one is very PR already. You can always reply and say that, I feel that their success is noteworthy and there are things that I can learn from them. But there are also things that I want to tell the world. Like, it can be that. You can just stay true to who you are because no one can fault you for being authentic. Right? If you want to please everybody, that's probably like the disaster thing that you want to do, right? And if you are true to who you are, people who come through your doors, go into your studio, to your gym, and want to pay you money to have you train them, those are your real fans. And those are the people that you really want coming through your doors, not fake people. Right? Not people who just, I must please this person. He come through my door. He's my paymaster. He's my king. I must kowtow to him. It shouldn't be that way. It should be an exchange of value. Yeah, just think of it that way. Social media is no different. We come from a generation where we are always trying to catch up with technology. Right? When the internet boomed, the dial-up modem started. Right? I can still remember the dial-up. That one, right? When it started, we were on the cusp of it. We were there. We were the early adopters.
We are in secondary school?
About there, right?
Like somewhat older.
Yeah,
okay.
Right? So we were there, and then after that, you have the whole internet scene coming in, right? Now we have to face social media. We have to adopt. But the younger generation, they're born into it. This is like second nature to them. We have to learn, unlearn, relearn stuff, right? It's a little bit more difficult for us, 100%. But I believe an athlete has different mindsets from people. If you're a trained athlete, you're a national athlete, you've gone through the grueling trainings, mindset is very different. You are more disciplined than anything.
I think obviously we always mention and the government also says things, right? Like your PE, why sports and physical education is important. Because it builds a bit of resilience as well.
Yes.
Not saying that other things don't build any resilience, but I think obviously because I'm one, I believe it does the most because it challenges your physical first and foremost. And that's when the physical starts to break, that's where the mind and the heart comes in.
Yes.
Whereas any other job, in my opinion, may be tough. It doesn't require physical demand as much. So it's all mainly on the mind, taxing on the brain, right? Thinking and solving questions. Whereas an athlete, our body is overcoming a lot of things, but yet our minds have to stay sharp, adjust emotionally and things like that, and still balance out, at least in Singapore, your education, your expectations of what a Singaporean success story is about, right?
Yes.
Before we dive back in, a quick rinse from our sponsors.
I have a final game.
Another game? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm putting you through so many games.
But it looks really fun.
Okay, come. So what do you see here on this piece of paper?
I see like a warrior who's doing this.
Okay, warrior,
bowl.
correct.
Yeah. I see ice cubes and I see a tub. So is the warrior meant to plunge into the tub?
Oh my
ice?
god! Yes, correct. You got it right. Right.
That's the product service.
Sorry for being so on the nose, everyone. But our final sponsor, and thank you so much for them, is actually Warrior Plunge Warrior Plunge ice plunge, right? They have a variety of different ice plunge equipment, from tubs where you put cold water in, saunas as well, for you to really boost your recovery, right? So ice plunge is actually very hot right now, Paying. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard that a lot of athletes like to go for that after their strenuous exercises.
Yes, so it's supposed to aid your muscle recovery, aid in your circulation, right? Obviously, you're not supposed to do it for too long, right? Because you always must take care of yourself. So the offer itself is 10% off all their chiller tub sets, and as well as sauna. So same thing, you code CYT10 on their website and you can get this discount, right? So they are currently, I think, Southeast Asia's largest ice plunge community. They are very, very active. You can find it all over socials. It looks really, really fun. Who knows, maybe we will get a chance to try it ourselves one day. Have you done ice plunge before?
No, I haven't. I just hear people talk about it. I already see that it feels very cold just without stepping.
Correct. I feel a bit scared, but I'm also excited to try. So I'm really, really curious. And who knows, if you stay tuned, right? You may find maybe one of us jumping into an ice plunge tub very, very soon.
Yep.
Now back to the rest of the episode.
Which I think can be quite tiring at times. You're supposed to work up the ranks of our educational system, whatever it may be, and then once you graduate, even before you start graduating, people already ask you when you go to uni, what do you want to work as? I haven't even gone to uni yet. How am I supposed to know? But you need to know what you want to work as. Then you can
Specialize.
apply for the correct what was that, faculty major and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So and then I come out, have a good job. Well, what's next? So when you have a good job, then you can be financially stable, and then from there, find a partner, right? Settle down, have kids, have a house,
Yep.
and so on and so forth, and then moving on to the next question, right? Or at least my own personal is, we want to be authentic, which is very ironic. Something that I cannot really understand, even until today, is we were taught to be different.
Okay.
Right. Be a bit different, but one way or the other, our society and the way we are brought up has taught us not to be different at the same time.
True.
Right.
We have to conform.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I was a teacher for like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
It's the same thing. Like when you're in school, you don't like kids who do things differently because they give you trouble. They give you, there's no order, right? And it gets challenging most of the time.
Yep.
So kids are not asked to speak up. They are told to be quiet. And then as they get older, when you go to work, why doesn't have anyone has anything to say?
Yeah.
But that's what we were brought up when we were in school.
Yes.
Right? And what about the challenges? Because I always face challenges into adapting, like just now our conversation, like there are trends.
Yep.
This is what people like. People, should I do it? But if I don't do it, there are certain setbacks that I need to face. Right? So as a business would be, I may not get as many followings or people coming in, eyeballs, whatever. But if I do it, I feel like I'm selling myself out at the point. And this applies to my own personal journey in life, right? Like, I never like studying.
Okay.
I think a lot of Singaporeans don't like studying.
Yep.
Right? I like learning. I don't like studying, especially if you put an exam at the end of the day. I didn't know what I want to do as a job. I never felt the urge to get married,
Okay.
but I only just got married like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah. So that took a bit of mindset change and perspective. And then the kids thing, and I question, like, is that my sole purpose, or is that how every life works? And you go through your 20s and your 30s, and your friends go through it. You stay true to yourself, so-called stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
And I've seen friends who say that I want your life. Right? Sometimes I wish I'm so tired when I got kids.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear this from people. It's sad because that means they're not happy in some sense. Oh, but you have a bungalow, you have a great car. Oh, but I'm so tired. I feel like I lost 20 years of my life doing something that I may not be interested in. Yeah, like, but you chose it, in a sense. I hear that, I feel happy that I'm stuck. But while sticking true to yourself, there will be times that people question your choices. And then I'll be like, what makes you right? Or what makes me wrong?
Yes.
In that sense. And
Yes.
how is that for you? I mean, obviously you mentioned that you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
How does that work for
Tiring.
you? Yeah.
Very tiring.
Yeah.
I think there are different types of people, right? I cannot judge how they live their lives, right?
Yep.
And for me, I've always tried to go against the grain,
Okay.
right? And a lot of my friends, which is probably why I don't have a lot of very close friends.
So just now you say that you tried to go against the grain.
Yes.
Maybe can you share more on that? Because when I see you just for the last 20 minutes,
Sure.
superficially it feels like you are with the trend.
Yeah.
But because I don't know you well enough.
I know,
So
I
that's
know.
why I want to find out a little bit more in your terms.
Go against the grain.
Yep.
So when we were in education, in our generation, right?
You
mothers,
go to ACSI, that kind of school.
it feels like, right? I got that vibe, right? No, I went to a
English good.
really, thank you. I went to an Abing secondary school,
What's that?
Bishan Park Secondary School.
I wanted to say my school quite near. My Stella, is it near?
Near-ish lah.
Near-ish,
Near-ish lah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
near-ish.
Also
we will have a
Also
competition.
Abing, also Abing.
Also Abing, right?
Correct.
So I went to an Abing school. Then I went to poly,
Okay.
right? And during that time, the parents will always tell you, okay, maybe you want to choose courses that would have good career, good prospect,
Yeah.
right? At that point of time, it's probably like an engineering, right? You want to be lawyer, doctor, engineer, that kind of stuff, right? It's very traditional,
Yep,
it's very
yep,
standard.
yep.
So I chose engineering. I have a diploma in engineering. And after which...
But you agreed. Like you
agreed.
felt that you agreed.
I
At
agreed.
that point of
I
time.
wanted to be a good son, a good child, right? I listened to my parents, I agreed. And I realized I could have micro choices in my life.
Okay.
Macro choices are the ones that, okay, you speak with your spouse or your family to make decisions together, big life choices, right? Then there are micro choices that I could possibly make. So for example, like CCAs,
Yep.
or that time is ECAs, right? Extracurricular activities.
Oh yeah.
So
oh my goodness.
that
Okay. I
time-
think only we know.
only we know. It was always sports for me.
Okay.
Sports, arts, and computer club. It's always these few,
Okay.
right? So started with basketball, football, trained with the school team, and then I went to secondary school, continued training with the school team, played a bit of judo,
Okay.
right? So it is a little bit different. So the sports scene, but I also know that the sports industry wasn't very well supported. The prospects wasn't very promising.
Nothing.
Much
compared-
less to me lah.
Yeah. Not compared to
Not
what
now
it
lah.
is now.
Yeah, not now lah. Definitely. Now it's like, wow, everything is
Yeah.
there. And after which I learned a bit on how to promote different clubs. So I joined like the engineering club, for example. There's a group of people to try and promote people to join engineering, right? So it was there I dabbled with advertising, I dabbled with marketing, I dabbled with promoting events,
Yep,
right? And then I thought, quite fun. So it's these micro choices in life that I found what I love to do. And after which I went on to work after NS.
Yeah.
I got, like I said, my engineering diploma. So I was a sales engineer. I wanted to do sales because sales sounded like I could earn a lot more money. And then
Commission, right?
yeah. But then I realized that job, no commission. So I just went along with it.
Yep.
But I tried to find my place a little bit more. So that time was football and computers and music,
Yep.
right? And
It's actually a lot of things.
a lot of things. So I even joined Singapore Idol for it. But yeah.
Ah.
But then first round got cut off, that kind.
okay.
So I kind of understand what I love to do.
Yeah.
Then it kind of triangulated to, why don't you try advertising, marketing kind of stuff?
Yep.
So I took a huge pay cut and I just jumped straight into advertising.
Just to cut you off there,
Sure,
when you
sure.
say you love to do all these things, right? Were you any good? Do you think that you're any good in your own world, from your standpoint? At least?
I would love to think that I'm good.
Okay.
Like on a very superficial level, I thought, okay, maybe I'm quite good lah. Maybe. And anything that is more artistic, more creative, I develop a little bit more on. I
Yeah.
gravitated towards.
That's totally not engineering.
Totally not engineering.
Yeah.
But for those who really did engineering, right? I mean, I could select my course, my modules also,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So the modules I selected was more design based than engineering.
Okay.
So I get to design circuit boards, I get to design robotics, stuff like that. So it's slightly creative as
Yeah.
well, right? And I'm just going to quote Steve Jobs here. I think he had this speech at a graduation ceremony where he says, you could only make sense of things after you finish your life, right? At the end of your life, you could only connect the dots looking back. That was his exact quote.
Okay.
So right now, I always believe we should just try different things. We should not make sense of a lot of things. Just go ahead and do stuff, right? Experiment, explore, fail, break, and learn. And only then, when you look back, when we are 40, we are 50,
Yep.
we look back, then we go like, actually, when I do all these things, when I learn the guitar, when I learn to draw, paint, when I learn engineering, when I learn programming, it kind of makes sense to help me do what I do today.
Yeah.
So I always encourage my kids to experiment.
How old are they now?
My son is turning 7. My daughter is 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's always about try, play, explore, right? We wouldn't know whether the decisions we make in life is correct or wrong
Yeah.
until we die,
True.
right?
I mean, to some levels,
To
we
some
know
level lah.
some choices
Not
are
to sound so
always
morbid.
bad lah.
Yeah,
Not-
yeah.
not-
Not to
okay.
sound so morbid, right? So to all my friends who found their own success, right, in their lives, they are now like head of IT in Nestle, and head of like some money bag somewhere, into shipping and all that. I think all of them found their success in their own way. And we are the only ones who define what success is. Right? Anyone who comes to us and say, oh, you should get married in your 30s, you're too old now, with your kids too big of an age gap, how? I mean, they might be projecting their own insecurities. Yeah, to me, it's like, okay, thank you for your input.
So you're saying that everyone individually should try to define success at their own terms.
Yes, but given the right exploration, given the right discovery, right? If you only let a kid think that, okay, I'm only going to put you through tuition, through studies, every day go home is homework, sleep, rinse and repeat, then he would think being first, having the presidential scholarship is success. Because he hasn't played enough.
Sure.
He needs to be free. He needs to play.
I think to your route is quite unique in a sense whereby I feel like I share some similar feelings, right? Is like after what do you call that? O-levels. The only reason why I went to a JC was because it was assumed or told to us that JC is better than poly.
Right.
Due to the sheer fact that it's harder to get in with our scores and whatnot.
Right.
And I only got in because I had streaming.
Okay.
Yeah. If not,
Like direct admissions, right?
I could only go to 3 JCs lah.
Right.
The bottom 3.
Right.
If I use my results, but because I was a national swimmer, I could go to one of the better schools. But even going there took me 3 years from a JC. Might as well just go poly, right?
Yeah.
Did not enjoy a single bit of the studies the course that I took. Science. After managed to get to NUS, which is very surprising for me. Then in the end, I went to arts.
Okay.
And I love arts, which is very ironic because I don't read.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I first go into arts, I was like, firstly, before, why do I choose arts? Obviously, I can't get into the professional degrees, your law, your, right? And everything else, I go into SMU business, I go into NTU engineering, and one way or the other, I went to arts, right? And it was so fascinating that I feel like I enjoy the arts in a sense whereby people can argue, people can give their opinions. There's more to one truth than one answer, which is math and your science. 1 + 1 is 2. There's no way around it, right? Whereas in arts, you can argue your point of view. And that's where it opened up like a lot of reflection, because arts is about asking questions. It's about challenging the sentence or the norm or the thesis that you see, right? That's what we were told. And we've obviously with some experiment to find out whether it's correlation. Do you feel this way because of that or things like that? And that kind of opened up a can of worms in my head, whereby I start to think I actually do not enjoy a lot of things that my friends are doing. And I just want to do this, which was sports. Like I just want to do that, right? I never explore other things like art, music, and sciences. Maybe because I'm lucky to find something that I like and
you're good in.
I think I'm good in because I get to wear the flag, right? If things like that. So back to your point whereby you define success in your own terms if you have explored enough. For me, it's almost the opposite. I resisted exploring, but I just enjoyed. It gives me purpose, through the school days. I actually look forward to training. When I was working, I look forward to training when I wake up. And then I ask myself, while teaching is great, it's rewarding, but I feel that there's something lacking in the sense whereby I'm not able to share what I actually know because they're not there for high performance, right? They're there for an education, right? Some guidance from an adult that's responsible and whatnot. Obviously, same as you, when you follow a big company, there are things that they want you to teach, propaganda and things like that, whatever you call it. I sort of can't deal with that.
Right.
At the same time. So like you, I came out to do my own business, only to find out that there's a lot of things that I don't like to do that I have to do if I'm a business owner at the same time, right? So it's tough walking that track. But now you seem more settled in a way, right?
I think age has helped.
Okay.
I think age has helped. And I think being an entrepreneur, starting your own business has showed me that, hey, actually being a jack of all trades kind of situation has helped me quite a bit.
Yep.
Right. And I've always told people that, hey, if you really want to start your own company and you have doubt, don't do it.
Doubt.
Yeah. If you're asking yourself, should I start a company? Should I start a business? Don't do it. Because it is very, very difficult trying to get through day by day, right? You have to ensure that there is money coming in.
Okay.
You have to ensure that the bills are paid. You have to ensure that if it's a one-man show, okay, at most I eat Maggie mee, right? Or I don't eat. But if you have mouths to feed, right? Right now I have about 40 staff, right? So I have 40 people to make payroll.
Yeah.
And that adds on to stress. If we have doubt in ourselves, in our ability to make things happen, we shouldn't put ourselves in that situation.
But to counter that, when we are trying something scary, there's always going to be doubt. In a sense.
Of course.
Right?
Right.
So how to say then I shouldn't do it or I should just do it?
I think for something new, there's always excitement.
Yeah.
And then there's always fear.
Yeah.
Right? We should kind of understand if this is doubt in the unknown in the future or doubt in my capabilities. There's this phrase that I love a lot. When a bird is perched on a tree, it does not have fear whether the branch will break. It has confidence whether it has wings to fly, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that we need to bank on. We need to be very confident in our wings to fly, right? Yeah, the branch will break, right? The trees might be chopped down. Lightning might strike you. Anything can happen, right? The forest might catch fire. Anything might happen. But we must be able to spread our wings and fly. Chinese saying, 马死落地行.
I only know one word that you just said.
So when the horse dies, when the horse perishes, even after that, I can still walk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that is something that I have to emphasize to a lot of people. My wife will ask me like, how do I get this kind of confidence to go through day by day by day? And I told her that since young, my confidence is not from external.
Yeah.
My confidence has to come from within. If my confidence is based off someone giving me support, someone giving me some sort of helping hand or something, then what if those people are not around? So I have to show on my own.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, when we choose all these kind of paths, and like yourself, as a entrepreneur myself, when I started all this, when I see you and hear the stories that you mentioned, it sounds like, at least in my eyes, you're more successful in that sense, right? Not in terms of whether you're earning more money or things like that. In a sense whereby, like you mentioned, you are able to feed 40 people, right? Because that's also actually one of the reasons why I feel that I wanted to open up a business, because I feel that I can benefit not only just clients, but also trainers who want to come in and learn something that is a bit different. And only a few of us in Singapore can provide, because the truth is a lot of athletes that have nothing to do with sports or in the fitness scene, once they leave the sport, they go to the regular jobs and whatnot. which is one reason why people always say that being an athlete, end of the day, no use, man, right? Not, which I can understand why. So, that's the path that we wanted to come out as well, because my brother's an athlete, right? Team Singapore as well. So we want to show people that, we have a space in Singapore that people can follow, right? The regular folks at home that wants to improve, you can follow us, right? Because in order to be an athlete, you need to know the basics. And who knows basics better than us is us.
Yeah.
So we can help you with the basics, but we also can help you to the other extreme, whereby obviously we can't coach Olympians because we haven't had that experience yet. But we can coach anyone in between that span, right? That range.
Right.
Which is why we wanted to come out, and it's just finding it hard at times to grow, and then you must be doing something right, because we are not necessarily growing. So sometimes I see myself like I'm actually not an entrepreneur. I'm actually just self-employed, whereby I created something that I can feed myself with, and that's about it. And it's reached a point whereby, it's not reached a point. The question is, how do we get out of this slump, right? And what will you have advice?
I always strive to fire myself from the current position.
Okay.
So when I started, it was just me doing everything.
Yeah.
Right? So you talk about what? Finance, operations, everything.
Yep.
Right? Marketing, right? So I list down everything that I do. Then I start to fire myself from as many of the roles as I can.
Yep.
Right? How do I do that? I need to have enough revenue, enough cash flow, so that I can hire people.
Yeah.
Right? Once I hire enough people, I go one step back. How do I manage them now? Now my customers are not my customers. My customers is my team.
Yep.
My staff, right? How do I make their lives better? How do I give them more guidance, more leadership? How do I paint a vision for them to want to work with me continuously, sustainably, right? Or how do I make them become better people? Once they work with me for maybe 3 years, they want to leave.
Yep.
They can leave and become a better person in a better role, right? So I try to transition one step at a time. So it's always about firing yourself to go up the ladder.
Okay.
Right? Sometimes I talk to my senior team and they're asking me, what's the vision, right? I can't see above you. Right? Not wrong, but to grow upwards, I always tell people you have to look downwards.
Okay.
If you don't know what's below you, you can't move upwards. So right now, there's a very clear delineation between your role and your role as a coach and your role as a business owner. You kind of like muddle it together.
Yeah, which
Right?
is hard to separate, right?
It's hard to separate, but you have to. It's a die must separate.
Because it gets overwhelming in a sense whereby for you want to dabble into marketing because you like it and whatnot. So I dabble into opening a gym, which means I enjoy coaching. But yeah, I had to remove myself from the coaching.
Yes.
Yeah. While on the business side, I understand. But on the practical side, where the reason why I started this in the first place, so like then I end up not doing what I wanted to do in the first place.
Yes.
How do you come to terms with that? Or are you coming to terms with that?
Spot on, right? I think when you're an entrepreneur, the natural way to start a business is to do something that you like, right? But I think that may have a lot more errors than a lot of people want. Are you doing this because you want to earn money?
Yep.
Because you and I probably both know money won't come very soon, right? Money may not even come like the next foreseeable future.
Yep.
I think what's important is for you to very, very clearly articulate what you want to provide as a product. That's step one. How to transform this product into a business is step two, right? So if it's coaching, do I want to coach the everyday folk? Do I want to coach, let's say, Do I want to coach the coaches? Do I want to train the trainers? Right? Then that's another level.
Yep.
Where does my value come in? Right? Then we talk about the business itself, the commercial aspects. Do I have a partner to help me run that? That partner is very good in commercial, which is why you probably need a strong nucleus team to do this. If your brother is also a national athlete, then he's probably very good in the coaching aspect as well.
Yeah. Which is the bad thing, right?
Yeah. You need diversification.
Yeah.
So fortunately for me, I partner with my wife. She is very logic brain. Yeah. I'm slightly more emotional brain. But sometimes our roles will switch. So we complement each other pretty decently. So at this point of time, because 10, 12 years in, we have a decent stewardship team or a management team, right? We have a decent team. We do have differences in opinion, but that's good. You don't want everyone...
You need that, right?
You need that, right? You cannot everyone come in and say yes. But I think I need to learn how to manage that very well.
Okay.
Yeah, so how do I do what I love to do? I just work with people who love to do other stuff.
But you don't get to do it sometimes also.
I
mean, part of it, yeah.
You pick, You pick. Sometimes you cannot win all the battles.
Then what's the end goal? Until the day you earn X amount of money, or
it's hard.
You're able to pull yourself out?
It's hard because, again, doing what we love to do, you will never want to pull yourself out because these are things that we love to do, right? End goal is for the business to carry on, for the business to not die, right? For the business to not perish, right? So there is a difference between the business's end goal and your personal end goal, right? The business can be, maybe some big network agency might come in and say, Will, here's some money. I want to buy off your entire business. Will I say yes or no? I don't know now because that reality hasn't come true yet, right? Only when we hit that mark, then we will decide what's the best course of action. But my personal end goal is to constantly create dents in the world. That's my thing. So if I don't have my company today, or rather tomorrow, I would probably start another company and create more dents.
Really?
Yeah.
Start over again.
Yeah, but with the knowledge and expertise, I can reach 1 to 10 in 1 step, maybe 2 steps, not 10 steps.
But that's resetting and starting. That's not from scratch. Starting from, there's this saying, right? When you fail, you don't start from scratch. You start from experience or something.
Yeah, correct. You don't start from zero. You start from experience. Yeah. So it might not even be a marketing agency. Yeah. Because today, marketing agencies, we are in a very volatile situation, right? If you need to do marketing, why do you find marketers where I can just Google the answer? I can automate everything. I can ask AI right now, right? So why do I need a marketing agency? Where does, what role does a marketing agency play today? Yeah. And I think that is the question, the $1 million question that I don't believe anyone has an answer to right now. Yep. Do we want to create an agency that has no people, that's purely functioned by AI? I'm not sure, right?
It'll be quite sad.
It's quite sad, right?
Sounds like it, yeah.
We take away the heart in marketing.
Which is the same as fitness, right? Yeah. They have all this home AI. I mean, I haven't seen them in real life, but it's like a mirror. It speaks to you.
Yes.
When you stand there, it measures.
Yes.
Whatever. And then when you're moving, the AI sort of tells you what you are doing wrong. You should do more reps. You should do this. Suggestions. Even our watches start to have all these things nowadays, which is quite scary, right?
Yes.
End of the day, it's a formula.
Yep.
Whether the formula is accurate or not, who knows? But at least for fitness, there is this element of the human touch, right? That you cannot replace with. Hopefully, you can't replace with AI.
Yeah.
Right, because if you hire a PT, it's the workout, the sets, the reps, giving me cues, giving me some insights of what I'm doing, but the voice that is telling me, is it a robot or is it a human being? I think that is a bit different because I think at the end of the day, when we do business, at least for fitness, there's also a business of relationships, right? Between the trainer and the classes, they like your energy, they like the way you teach. The same thing, right? Even my coaches, I write the same program, 3 people delivers.
It's different.
It's slightly different,
Yeah.
right? Which I think is what I want them to do as well. Just at least it's not running away from the main goal that we are trying to achieve today. How you want to get it, you can go ahead and spearhead that yourself, and I'll leave you. I believe that you're good enough. That's why you're hired in the first place. For me to not tell you how to run it, right?
Yes.
Is that the way you're...
So our industry is very based off knowledge base.
Yeah.
Right? Our era, again, we were put in school and we were told to learn,
Yes.
and not become plumbers or contractors or, right? Very 手工, very hand skill, very blue collar. We want to be white collar.
Yep.
But now you would see possibly a displacement in white collar roles, right? And then maybe blue collar roles are back on the rise again because you can't really directly replace a painter right now. Maybe not yet. Maybe in the future you can.
Yep.
I'm trying to find the best of both worlds.
Okay.
Right? How do I weave human intervention into a future robotic world, if you will, future AI world, right? Right now, do we use AI? Yeah, I think AI is a good sounding board for us.
Okay.
Right? Come up with 10 posts for me for my social media.
Yep.
Right? Let's say you use ChatGPT, right? I want to do 10 posts. Can you do that? Yeah, you can. But I believe it's the human intervention that goes in to tell you which posts are good and which posts are not good. You can't be just, I'll just do all 10 posts, for example. Right? The human comes in and go like, okay, let's try 1, 2, and 7. Right? Then we do
So the AI gives you like a guide.
Yeah, a sounding board.
will.
Right? A sounding board. Although I have seen some experiments where it's through train, right?
Yeah.
So the AI generates the idea, it goes into production, it posts on its own, and then when people click on it, it just goes into this whole marketing loop, fully automated, right? So where does human intervention comes in? I think at that point of time, everyone should be afraid, even the client side should be afraid, not just the agency side. But I do hope in the future there can be some level of coexistence between AI and humans.
I think for me, the last thing I want to... there's a lot of questions, but I would like to talk about a little bit more, maybe share or whatever, is like we deem ourselves as, or we try to be different a little bit, right? The radical person or the side of us wants to be different. If you think, and I feel that I'm different in a sense, how does that make you feel when you are portrayed that way?
Come again. You rephrase the
Okay,
question.
so let me say, so what does different mean to you? Being different. For you at least.
I think, like we talked about it just now very briefly, a lot of people want to be different, right? But how many differences can we be, right?
Yeah.
And then the conversation on how do we want to be authentic? What's the difference between being different and being authentic? Isn't that an oxymoron? It fights against each other. I always believe that when we are in business, when we do projects, either as an entrepreneur or when we're working for someone, as long as we are true to ourselves, we gravitate towards things that we love to do and we constantly want to do better at it, we will become very good at it.
Okay.
I believe better is always better than best.
Okay.
Okay. And once we understand that, people who have the same value system will come and gravitate towards us, either as employees, as clients, as teammates. They would come together.
Yep.
Once that happens, you will see the magic. I don't think we should be different for the sake of being different. That's my
It's quite painful
stance.
if you don't know your purpose for doing that, in a way.
Yes. But I think everyone has not a very unique purpose. Everyone has a purpose. It might be same with someone. Sometimes working for someone is not a bad thing. Working for someone to help fulfill bigger dreams, bigger visions might be your purpose.
Yep.
Right? So it doesn't have to be all the time trying to find myself. Right? Just be.
I think that's quite unique, right? Because, I mean, to talk about it, because when people say that I'm different, I think I'm different in terms of timeline, mostly because of timeline. Like when I join certain teams, when I joined certain national teams, much older, like 7-8 years older than my teammates. I joined at an age where people start to retire. I came back to a sport that I used to do at the age of 40, when people will say, shouldn't you be enjoying your older years, whatever you call it, right?
Yeah.
But to me, this is a form of enjoyment.
Yep.
It is painful for my body because I can't do the certain things. I find it harder,
Yep.
more tiring, hard to recover, and I find myself feeling a little bit liberated in a sense whereby when I'm different and being comfortable, knowing that I'm different for a reason, I feel a bit lighter in the sense whereby I can live my life the way I wanted. And just now you mentioned something a bit morbid, which I did mention with my wife, is at least for the last 5 to 6 years when I started the business is, I mean, obviously something happened, small things trigger and push me out to do my own thing, whereby if I die tomorrow, have I done everything I wanted to do? Obviously the right way. And who am I when I leave this world? And yeah, that's how I, on tough days at least, I tell myself that, okay, this running a business can be tough. There'll be all these challenges. And then I'll think of that line, what do I want to be? Who I want to be? And obviously things like the way I handle certain situations as a human being always ties back, or I try to tie it back to that one line, that question. And it's sort of like, it is because it is scary that it gives you some freedom when you say out.
Yes.
Right? I don't know whether I make sense.
Definitely. I think we should end off on a positive note, right?
Yeah.
I think positively, yeah, you're right? What if we die tomorrow? We would never know.
Yeah.
But what if we could live forever? What do we want to know? What do we want to be remembered as?
Yeah.
What have we done if we could live forever? So that's something to think about in a more positive slant of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think to end this, I guess, I don't know whether it's a question or is it a saying. I think it's a question. Sorry, it's a saying that I believe in. I don't know where I come out with it or I copy from somewhere is, other than the special few individuals in the entire world, all our lives, if you're lucky, will be a 3-generation story. After that, you do not exist
Yeah, that's
anymore. And every time I think about that, then that's true.
Yeah.
Right? Because my niece and nephew don't know who my grandfather is.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and just gives me that, just live your life, right? And I hope that makes sense to whoever is listening, and to you as well, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right? So thank you very much. So many things to unpack after we go off air as well.
We can talk more after this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.